Hold on a second, guys. A wild game has appeared. Let's take a look.
Wake up the dog.
Right.
I was always kind of dreaming of this game since I've been a kid, you know, in a really real way. I didn't think, oh, I'll make that game. I just thought, wouldn't it be cool if there was a game where, and I think everyone has had that. I think I heard somebody saying it's like a pitch from a child, basically, which is like, you know, there'll be a universe and you can go everywhere and you can have a ship and you can shoot lasers and, you know, all that kind of thing. It's like the most childish idea for a game in the world. And it was really fueled by sci-fi as I had always experienced it, which was books that I'd grown up with, like actual science fiction.
Very nice.
And there we have it, guys. Wild Game has appeared, and it is No Man's Sky. We want to take the time to talk about this awesome title because the last 2 weeks, it's all we've been hearing about it. From not just in the media, but from you guys.
Which is funny because we haven't heard anything before then for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, people were silent for the longest time. So.
Yeah. So there's been a media blowout recently on No Man's Sky a little bit because I think people are expecting the world, the universe from this game, and it is in a way, but there are some limitations on this game.
I have to say I agree with Funeral Party today. He says he doesn't believe in it until I play it, and
Yes.
it looks
Drax
great.
said the
I
same
love the
thing.
concept.
Yes.
Batman says goosebumps running up and down my cape.
So I'm going to put this out
Prove it to
there.
me.
We put the developer in there, obviously to throw people off a little bit first to get
Bigger
you
cast
curious.
likes it,
But
though.
I feel like it was beneficial too, so you can show this guy has a lot of passion for what he's doing.
Yeah.
You know, this
Yeah.
is not a developer that's just making it because he feels like it should be made. You know, he's making it because this is what's fun to him.
Yes.
He said he had this idea from when he was younger.
Yes.
And it's an idea, like he just said, it's an idea of something that you have when you're a kid. And I remember talking about it, like when when we were younger, there's one I had for zombies in the same way.
Yeah.
And this is his passion that he's grown with for years.
This
and
is the
he's
game
making
he
it.
always wanted to
With
make.
3 people. With 3 people.
3 other people, including himself. So let's talk about that a little bit. Who are Hello Games? And what you guys might know them for actually is Joe Danger, which is, don't immediately think, what? No, Joe Danger is a really good game, supposedly. I haven't played it, but it's addictive, I hear. It got great reviews. They had 2 or 3 of them because it did so well, much better than they were ever expecting it to do. So that was a solid start for Hello Games. Now the thing is, Hello Games is a lot bigger than 4 people. The thing is that the main guy there, Sean Murray, he grabbed 3 other people within Hello Games and he took them into a little room and he said, guys, we're going to make something that we're passionate about. It's just us. We're locking the door. I don't know how well that went over, but they literally blocked out the rest of the company. And they took himself and those 3 people and they sat down for weeks and months and they put together a prototype that was called Project Skyscraper, and that was supposed to signify its ambition, because they knew from the start that this game is so ambitious.
And this is when we first saw them.
Yes.
This is actually, so at the VGX, that great debacle of what it was.
Yes.
This is actually the only, in my opinion, the only good thing that came out.
100%. That was
100%.
the best
And
review.
you were so psyched for it.
I was so psyched.
I actually was really intrigued in it. This is not normally something I'm into, and so everybody was blown away.
Yes.
But then tragedy happened a little bit.
Yeah, in Christmas of 2013, which was not maybe a few weeks after VGX, we found out that Hello Games was flooded. That pretty much that everything that they had was lost. They were able to get together the computers and pull the code off and salvage as much as possible. And they were so passionate that they got themselves back together in a few weeks and started up this rinky-dinky little house or whatever, and got back together in another small room and did everything they could to continue working on No Man's Sky. And over those weeks and months, they were able to bounce back and keep their faith and their passion and their hope, and they never wavered. They stepped true to their vision. And I have to wonder if maybe Sony had a part in that. I don't know.
They could, and it was weird because Microsoft offered to buy them out.
Microsoft was definitely
Or buy
one
into
who came on
it.
Twitter and said, well, we can help you if you need it. I don't know if Sony got to them first, or maybe if they just saw back then that Sony definitely had the indie heart, more so than now. Microsoft has bounced back a little bit with their id at Xbox program, but back then it was all Sony when it comes to indie. So maybe that helped Sony get in with Hello Games, and that's why now we see that it's going to be PS4 exclusive for some time. It's not even going to be on PC at first. It's going to be PS4, PC after that, and then maybe Xbox One way down the line. Yeah, guys, I know that we look tan. It's just because of the logo on
We're
screen.
sepia.
Yeah, we're sepia toned.
Whoa.
Moving on from that,
I didn't notice that.
let's talk about what No Man's Sky is, essentially, if you guys don't know. It is a procedurally generated universe, a generated universe, to the point where every player that starts off the game starts on their own planet. You get your own planet with its own wildlife and its own ecology, and then you are stuck on that planet until you find the means to leave it.
This is the game you were telling me about that I thought was interesting.
Yes, exactly. It really is interesting.
It sounds so pretty.
It is pretty because every world is different because of kind of realistic scientific parts of it. They tried to take into account, let's say it's this far from a sun. So that means it's going to have this temperature atmosphere, which is going to affect the water in this way, which is going to change that water to this color and change the grass to this color and change the sky to this color. And we're going to get these plants and these animals because of these environmental conditions. Like they try to put together certain rules, as they call them, that will generate each planet in a different way depending on its location within the universe.
Right.
So to go further into the idea of you having your own planet, when you get your own planet, it is on the outskirts of a galaxy. Everyone starts in the same galaxy, but they're all on these outskirts
It's
of
procedurally generated.
procedurally generated, but everyone is within this galaxy. But that doesn't mean that you're going to be able to quickly find your friend and stuff. This is a universe, and these are big planets. So he even comes out and says, like literally, the chances of you finding someone else are rare.
Right. I mean, apparently it's infinite to where each person, when they go into the game, creates their own planet. essentially.
Exactly.
So that's actually even greater than that. So you have very little chance of seeing somebody, especially someone you know.
They're trying not to reveal too much on this one side of it, but the reason that everyone starts on the outskirts of the galaxy is because there's something at the center. Something important, something that is going to be a mystery, and it's going to be really interesting finding out. So everyone, when they start the game, they're going to want to get to the center for some reason. They're not telling us why, and the way to do that is through upgrading a lot of different things. You can upgrade your ship, you can upgrade your weapons, you can upgrade your armor, and that's through finding certain things on your planet, certain resources, kind of in a Minecraft kind of way.
Good night to Joe, by the way.
Good night, Joe. Joe Ventura?
Yeah, Joey's
Good night, Joe. Thanks for coming in, man. Always great caller, too. I think this is really cool because I didn't know that there was this kind of Minecraftiness to it.
No, I had no idea about that either. I thought it was more so just literally exploration.
Like, if you remember the reveal trailer, well, not even reveal, the E3 trailer, when they're walking out of that first cave, it looks over to the right, and there's these elements near the wall, and he looks at it,
Yeah,
and it
you're
says
right.
on screen, like, element discovered. And I think that you can mine those elements.
Okay.
And those go towards developing maybe a better weapon or better armor or something like that. And there's ways to also gain money within the game, whatever its currency is, through doing certain events. When you eventually reach the galaxy from your planet, you're going to find space stations, you're going to find enemies, and if you destroy a space station, if you destroy a fleet of enemies, you're going to be rewarded with whatever the currency is, which can then be put towards upgrading yourself within the game.
Right.
Now, here's the thing about the planets and finding resources and plants and animals and stuff like this, because I think a lot of people are excited about the idea of discovering new species and stuff, but again, I think they want to lower your expectations on that a little bit, because they want to really kind of give you the feel of a huge universe. So 90% of the planets that you find might not have anything on them. Let's say it's too far away from a sun or too close to a sun. It's going to be a dust planet. That's all it's going to be. You're going to go on there and you're going to find dust. And then you're going to be like, all right, I guess there's nothing on this planet. Let's try another one.
Right.
And then 10% of those planets are going to have some interesting plants and animals. But only 1% is going to have the truly mind-blowing stuff, like the unique species that no one else is going to find. So that's where the exploration comes in, and the desire to explore as many planets as possible, which I think is pretty
so
cool.
bad. Sorry.
What?
I'm like just noticing how bad we look.
Let's
Sorry, you want to switch it back?
Yeah, let's change.
Sorry, it looks bad.
So
Hey, we're back.
we're no longer talking about No Man's Sky. No, we are. But now you can also follow us on all of our different
Follow our stuff.
channels and whatnot.
Right.
Now, the game does have some danger to it as well.
Right, and this is something that I didn't realize how intricate this was going to be.
Mhm.
Like I was still getting, even still I'm finding out more and more stuff about it. So
Yeah, like we saw in the trailer we just showed at the beginning of our segment, dinosaurs and stuff like that, and you saw a little bit of danger in the one kind of charging through the forest and stuff like that. There's an abundance of enemies in the game, not just ships and stuff like that, but the creatures on the planet, and not just the creatures, but supposedly even the plants can be dangerous for you to encounter. So I think that's kind of cool as well. And again, that depends on the location of the planet and how it develops because of the environment that it's in.
right.
So these plants might be, carnivorous because you've gone onto a certain area of the planet. I have no idea. We've seen snow planets, we've seen dust planets, we've seen very lush green planets. It might be endless. We have
Right.
no idea how
Right,
far
we
it's
have
going to go.
no idea. Like they said, it's infinite. They don't even know because it depends on how many people actually join into the
I mean, people
system.
keep asking him, it's like, is there a possibility to find a penis monster? And he's like, there is a possibility to find a penis monster. We have no
Right.
idea. It might be out there.
Mark's face is great on that.
There might be a penis monster out there, and I hope someone finds
Instead
it.
of putting just a ton of monkeys on typewriters.
I don't think so.
Oh my god.
They would never make, like, a lot of guys were gonna play it, so they wouldn't make it a penis, they would make it another part, another body part.
Well, obviously, it's a joke.
Monsters.
For the most part, it's a joke,
Movie
but
monsters.
kind of going back to
You
like
heard it here
Spore.
first,
Remember when
folks.
Spore was first revealed, and
Right.
the idea of every character or every creature being generated differently, and there was a possibility to get something really unique like that. I think
Right.
that's what we're getting here, is that it's going to model in a unique way.
Like a giant boob
Penis
with
monster.
legs.
Exactly, there might be a giant boob with
100%.
legs. Exactly.
Yeah, of course, it's the first thing you did.
Now, going back to the idea of it being difficult to find other players in the universe,
Right.
we were seeing like ships that be flying alongside the main person in the video there. Those are AI.
AI,
Those
right.
are AI ships because they do want you to feel like you're a part of an inhabited world.
Now, what I'm not sure of yet is there communication at all, and I don't think they've actually talked about this.
That's what he's trying to be very vague on. He's saying that he doesn't want people to focus on the multiplayer aspect, but there are multiplayer aspects, and I have a feeling it's going to be leaving your mark on a planet. Let's say I blow a hole in a mountain. The next person who comes is going to find that same hole in that mountain. Say I carve my name into a mountain. That person's going to find my name carved into that mountain. If I destroy an entire species on a planet, I've now made that species extinct. No one else will be able to find it now. So I think you can leave your mark, and other people can find the remains of maybe of what you've done. Maybe somehow you can burn an entire forest to the ground. I have no idea, but I think that's what they're going for.
I want to see how many of these colonies and everything like that they have
Yeah.
with the AI and stuff like that.
When
too.
is this game coming out?
That's the other part of this, is they do not want to say when even an idea of when they want this game to come out, because they know that they're a 4-person team and the ambition is so insane
Evan and
that
Harris
they don't
says
want to
they're up
disappoint
to
people.
7 people.
They're up to 7 people. Thank you, Evan and Hare.
Yeah.
Not much more than 4 though, especially for how ambitious this game is, and that's why they don't want to give a release
small
date.
Crew, every person counts.
Yes.
Right.
Definitely
I hope it
gets a lot
doesn't
more
come
done.
out till next year,
Um,
because I need you to do stuff to the house.
It's not until next year. It might not even be next year. It might be that far away.
No, Mark wants to go into. He was saying that people are commenting in the.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. I mean, Big Red Kaz, who's been a serious, great contributor tonight, so thanks for coming by. I was saying he seriously cannot wait for this game. It stole the show for E3 at him.
Yeah.
And he hopes it doesn't ruin his life.
It might.
Sorry, this one really. I just want to stop. Sheldon Cooper, can you domesticate a T-Rex? As far as I know, you can't domesticate
Hopefully.
anything. Oh, that would be awesome if you could have pets.
Can you imagine if you have pets? Now, don't get me wrong, I would
Just
love
a
that.
world
but-
of pets.
Yes.
A little T-Rex.
That'll be
Like
the
a
DLC.
pie. You find like an island with just a million meerkats.
So there's the Crow was saying this game will cause him to be single.
Yeah.
It does look like
Evan
that kind of game.
says it's going to take his money, definitely. Embrace Sin, who's been another good contributor tonight.
Definitely.
was
Always
saying
on our Twitter as well.
Concept is amazing. The execution makes him a little nervous, but it is a huge idea.
I think
And
visually the execution is beautiful.
Yeah, it
Rick,
is.
I don't
And
know what monster you're talking about, but I feel like I know what monster you're talking about.
The Spartan show is saying No Man's Sky equals art.
It does. I mean,
It
the
is.
graphical style. That's what's so cool is obviously you got a 4 to 7 person team. They have to find a graphical style that they can accomplish, but also is artistically compelling. And I think they nailed it here because obviously it doesn't have like the texture work and like the crazy like polygons that some games will have, but because of the nature of the artistic style, it's still impressive.
You know what I'm going to be on a mission for? Goddamn Batman kind of said it. I'm going to be going through that game trying to find every creature that looks like a Pokemon.
Definitely.
And I'm going to take a picture of it and screenshot it, and I'm going to start a thread on the Level Up Show called Gotta Catch 'Em All.
That's the thing. How it blows my mind because how is that going to work? It's like
Right.
every new species that's created is going to have its own name. So are they just going to like randomly compile
Oh, it's
letters?
just going to be just random thing. Soon we're going to run out of vowels. It's going to be
Yeah,
like,
it's gonna be-
Cinnamon. And
No,
that's going to be
another
the name
thing
of the
I
creature
think
that you
that-
see.
I think that they're really trying to press in their interviews and stuff is that the game is not void of a story though.
No, from
That's
what I
the thing.
understand, yeah, that's...
They said here that the universe has a lore and a mythology that will be discovered and revealed as it is explored, and that the object in the logo that we had, let me just go back to it real quick. This one here, that object there in the logo is important to the mythology. It's called the Atlas, and why did it go back to that? Stop. Go to that one. There you go.
Do it.
And so I think it's really cool that I kind of wonder, like, what's with the logo? What's the point of that diamond
Yeah.
with whatever that's inside the diamond? It's cool that they had this thing in mind, and I'm really hoping it's like Journey, where the story is entirely told in the environment.
Right.
There's no language, there's no voice, there's no nothing like that. It's just as you explore and you see maybe cave art or something like that, you're just piecing together this lore and this mythology that's within the game. I think that could be really cool.
And Brayson said, and I haven't heard this at all, but he said that if you find a random species, you can name it.
Yes, he's right.
Oh, he is right.
Yes.
Yeah, yep. Evan and Hare was saying the same
You-
thing.
you had the
It
choice.
It comes with a Latin name.
Yeah.
But you're able to.
Oh my God.
Name it after.
This is now my... I have a mission.
Are you any more excited about this game now?
I didn't know that part.
It
I mean,
sounds awesome.
the idea of finding the Pokemon is great and all, but
Yes.
now that I get to name them and I found a Pikachu, I'm naming that shit Pikachu.
I think we should open up the lines
I
because
think-
clearly people want to talk about this game.
I think the Atlas is going to be like the monolith from 2001: Space Odyssey.
I saw
Right.
something that looked exactly like the monolith in one of their gameplay trailers. I don't know if that was randomly generated or if they meant to make something that looked like the
I
monolith.
think if it's like something that's we know out of
Super
pop
Freak.
culture, it's gonna be there intentionally.
Super
Because
Freak,
it's not
there's
like
no
everything just-
official release date yet. They don't want to say one yet.
Hopefully next year, but it might not even be then because they have a lot of ambition here and only a small
Power
team
Stars.
working on it.